Hey, comic art fans, Matt Sardo here. We have an insane show for you today. OAX is almost here, but we're going to preview some amazing aspects of it. Matt DiTullio going A2X with PokeRadar, and then we got Tatiana Dykes talking IAX with James Martin, and I get to cover IC3 with Dean Haspiel.
Hello,
Dean,
Matthew. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm doing really well. I know how excited I am to get out of Connecticut and go to Orlando. How excited are you to get to warmer land?
Well, that's the funny thing right now, because I'm in, Brooklyn, New York, where it's like sometimes feels below zero, and I'm still biking in it, even though it's treacherous, right? But my mother, who lives in Florida, Flagler Beach, Florida, which is half the reason why I'm going to OAX as well, she was like, it's like 39 degrees or something at night, and they're not used to it. They don't have clothes for this weather, so it's brutal all across the coast here, man. So but mentally I am prepared. Listen, will I bring a bathing suit? Maybe. Is it for a hot tub more than an ocean? Possibly. I don't know. So but I am mentally excited to take a little break from this brutal ice age that we're currently living in.
Yeah, the deep freeze is this Sunday, and I think once we get over that hump, it's going to get better, and hopefully Orlando warms up by then too. But we got to talk about you. You're coming to OAX for the first time. I met you for the first time almost a year ago at IC3, the one in New Haven, and it's been. And then I met you in New York Comic Con. We've talked some more since then. Terrific Con, a lot of things have moved. I feel like we've become friends really quickly in the past 365 days.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, I appreciate all the stuff that you do and you guys are doing, expanding IC3 to basically conquer the comics globe right now, uh, with OAX. IC3 is going to have, there's a Jacksonville now show happening, and then one in Rhode Island, I believe.
Yep. Providence, Rhode Island, and Jacksonville. And we're going to be at OAX with an IC3 contingent of
That's right.
indie legends like you, my
I looked at the
friend.
list, Matt. I looked at the list, and I don't belong there, man. It shouldn't be allowed. I mean, if you ask me to carry water to these artists, then I'd understand. Oh my lord, you have a hit list that's unbelievable.
Well, I did the deep dive on Dean Haspiel today, and you tugged. I don't know if it's me becoming a father, but you definitely tugged at the heartstrings a lot today. I read COVID Cop, I read Red Hook, I read. I just have them. I have them all right here. Like you have your wall, I have my wall. I have like the triple
Nice.
threat. I got COVID Cop, I got Red Hook. Where's Red Hook? And
Red
then I've
Hook.
got Kovacock was so good, and then Chest Face, and then
You
this
don't
is a
have this
spec.
one, do you?
I
Oh yeah,
do,
you
I do.
do. Boom. There you go.
But then in the deep dive, I read this story,
Wow.
and
Wow.
I read that like pre kids, and now I've read it post kids, and it hits totally different post kids. So this is from Amazing Spider-Man 692 from 2012. You had a backup story in there, and
It was
it's
for the 50th anniversary of Spider-Man, I believe. And I remember about a year before, I was walking in the Marvel offices, and I was talking to a couple of editors, and Steve Wacker, who was editing Spider-Man at the time, I asked him if he had anything for me, and he said, "You know what? I might. What about a Spider-Man story?" I'm thinking, Spider-Man? Oh my God! Like FF and Spider-Man is the apex, right? In terms of Marvel Comics for me. And I said, absolutely. And he gave me one idea. He said, remember when Peter Parker quit being Spider-Man the first time, issue number 50? I said, yeah. He goes, what happened to the costume that night? I was like, what do you mean what happened to the costume? It's like, the costume. Tell a story about, did somebody, like, he said, the only caveat is you have to return it. You have to return the costume by morning because in continuity, a kid finds the costume and then rushes to the Daily Bugle, and J. Jonah Jameson does a whole piece on Spider-Man or whatever. So I thought of a really well, I tried to think about it. He only had like 8 pages or something like that. And so I thought, well, what can I do in 8 pages? I got to start off by showing what happened, Peter Parker walking away. And I figured it was about feet. So this first page literally is about feet, like walking away or running toward and skidding. And I don't know if we can show the whole story or not briefly.
I just did a screen grab for your first one and stuff like that, but it's
so basically, I don't want to necessarily spoil the story, but it does end. Well, it's how you read it too, because I left it a little open, but it is I think a beautiful little story that kind of ends tragically. The costume gets returned, and whether you've been a father or not,
right.
I'm a biological father, but I'm not a parent, But I did tell this story, and I was also influenced a little bit by wasn't there a famous Spider-Man story by, I think, Roger Stern, called The Boy Who Collected Spider-Man?
Yes.
That I believe, didn't he have cancer or something like that? So anyway, that was also what influenced this Spider-Man story. And I'm glad you dug it up and found that one. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, because in this issue they introduced like a throwaway. It was supposed to be a new character, a new sidekick, Alpha, and I don't think they did anything with him after that. So like, it's weird how this story is so much better than what they were trying to do in the main.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think I try to write. Listen, whenever I'm asked to like contribute or be the custodian of a character, I try to write stories that can be evergreen, if that makes sense, so that years later when you read it, it wasn't necessarily attached to an event or something specific. I remember when I was doing the Fox and I was writing the stories, I was plotting the stories and drawing the Fox, and I did 2 5-issue miniseries that culminated about 10 issues, and then I did a one-shot years later. But Mark Waid was scripting the series. He has such a great voice. And I remember at one point he made a Justin Bieber reference. And I was like, that's funny now.
Yeah, right.
Will it be funny 20 years from now? And, it may be, because he just was on the Grammys, a couple of days ago. So who knows,
Right.
But I try to keep it more general. Sorry.
No. Are you going to be bringing your books down?
I'm going to be bringing all those comics that you just mentioned. And funnily enough, the connective tissue, I think, for all of them is some of them are overtly romance comics, and some are like romance sneaks into it kind of a thing, So yeah.
No,
yeah,
I
can't help myself.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I want to use Twilight Zone, but it has like they have a nice like Stephen King story isms to them.
Again, sound well, and the reason why is that I'm not writing and drawing a regular series. It's taking me longer to produce these things. So in a lot of ways, what I'm trying to do is create like little one-shots that could have a sequel, and it'll also feel like a done-in-one if you read it. And then if I had, like, I just finished completing the COVID cop story that's going to be an Antimatter #1, which is my new one-man comics anthology that I kickstarted. And the major story that's going to be in there is a second COVID cop story. And I have like maybe 4 stories planned. And yes, consecutively they make one big story, but I also want you to feel satisfied by reading them standalone as well. And just like, was it Jim Shooter that said that, every issue of a comic is the first issue for someone? So you have to like get them set up and figure out where you are once you enter that comic book, So I was talking to Mark Waid recently, and I was asking about his process of narrative, and he said that the first 2 pages is for his grandma, in case like she hasn't read the comic and needs to pick up quick kind of thing. And then the rest of the issue he writes is for himself, which I thought was sweet.
I do have your auction artwork up for the OAX auction. And you might have the live piece.
Here's the live piece. And what can I do? Is there any like this blue line? I draw with blue line.
I gave you the full screen. That's
and then I like to put narrative sometimes in my pinups or whatever, tell a little story. So I looked up, I was like, first of all, I have not been reading Absolute Batman at all, so I have no idea what's going on. And then I looked up and I was like, this guy is really bulky, okay, with thick thighs. And then I realized, and then I looked up and I was like, what the hell happened to the Joker? And the Joker looks kind of like that. And so I paid a little homage to that absurd Batman story where the Joker, I think, either cut off his own face or had his face cut off or something. So I have our guy.
Oh yeah, yes.
I have our guy, Batman. I mean, is he even Bruce Wayne? I literally have not read the comic.
Yes, he's Bruce Wayne.
I keep thinking it's like bootleg Batman. This feels like a bootleg Batman to me.
It's like the ultimate universe for with Marvel. They kind of did that with So it's got to But so, are you going to be drawn at the show?
So this is the thing. What's interesting about doing commissions for me is that if I know that I'm doing some kind of a commission or for a cause or a donation, mentally I prepare to let it go. I have a really tough time letting go of my original art. So I'd say 90% or more of the comics I've ever drawn my entire life, I still own. Okay. And Lord knows, I mean, how many more times can I eat for dinner? Okay. So this is like this is what an Emmy Award winning artist eats. Okay. Just so you know. I also have, if I want to,
I'll work on getting you some organic Skippy.
Well, I got the organic. I got cup of noodles. This needs is hot water. Anyway.
Well, it also needs like a high blood pressure pill, you know, like, or maybe some statin
for the sodium alone.
Yeah,
just to give it flavor. It's funny because I've been watching. I never watched that show Naked and Afraid, where they put people out like in the jungle and they have to fend for themselves. And the last week, every night, I've been watching an episode of something called Naked and Afraid Apocalypse, and I'm like, this is like the comics life. This reminds me of comic books, you know, like it's insane. But yeah, so unfortunately, I'm not really going to be bringing a lot, if any, original artwork with me to the show. But what I will bring is blank pieces of paper and instruments to draw with and attempt. Oh, would you look at that?
I got a little Dino Batman.
Oh, there's a little Dino Batman there, and he changes every time because like I don't have a consistent Batman. But so I would be obviously willing to do like on-site commissions, although that's not my favorite way to draw anything because there's a ton of pressure. But when I've watched other
so much pressure, like it's
so much pressure. But the people you have coming to OAX are masters at this. They're incredible, you know, like it's so intimidating to be able to watch. And I think part of the reason for me is that I draw less and I write more. In other words, I've written 4 produced, you know, black box theater plays. I've written 2 new plays. I write some screenplays that have never been produced. I do a lot of writing these days. I love to write. But as we know, comics is writing, is story, you know, image is text in comics. So
I will help you out. Everybody listening right now, Dean likes drawing The Thing.
I love
very chunky. Yes. So, show me The Thing, not a thing.
Oh, you sure? Okay. Well, it's funny. So I was talking to Kazra about what should I do? What should I draw? And he's like, everybody is digging Absolute Batman right now. So I was like, okay, but before I did that, I did do 2 other drawings that when I did them, I was like, I got to keep these. I can't let them go. So I'll show you. Want to make the screen bigger? I put one of these up already online, but it's Superman and Spider-Man.
That's nice.
And this was a fun piece. And I kind of drew him like a little bit more like an alien by not giving many pupils. But then I figured, you know, recently they were announcing that there's going to be a new Superman, Spider-Man kind of fight comic coming out. And they've already done one of those before. And I was like thinking, well, what would a Superman, Spider-Man fight be? And I was like, it wouldn't be a fight at all. Spider-Man would jump up in the air and just hug Superman. That's what he would do. You know, he would be like entangle him like a web, right? So you just mentioned The Thing. I love drawing The Thing, and so I can get used to the idea of like drawing a thing and letting it go, right? Especially if it's a commission. But I did this piece, and I was like, I haven't drawn the thing like this ever. So I'm going to reveal this here for the first time. And you got.
Oh man. Oh, the lettering on that's so good. Everything about that is amazing. Come
and
on,
you don't
man.
even have to finish the line, right?
Yeah.
How fun is that one, man?
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
gonna have to let that go. You're gonna have to let go of that.
someday. But you know what I might do is use this to maybe try to pitch one of my dreams is to write and draw or collaborate on writing and drawing Marvel 2-in-1, man. Like that was my
Oh, that'd be
favorite
cool.
comic as a kid. So these were two that I did intend to bring to the show, and I can't let them go. I'm having a tough time, man. So
You know, you're
Absolute
talking
Batman.
to a whole bunch of comic art fans right now that collect original artwork. So this is my goal, guys, is to convince Dean over the next 2 weeks to sell his original artwork. And it's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of therapy. It's gonna work out well.
A lot of absolutely therapy. It's really hard because the amount of time that we put into this, fueled by Skippy peanut butter or cup of noodle soup, it's hard to like. And again, I have FedEx boxes full of artwork at home, and they're not even like proper drawers or anything like that. But to speak to something else, one of the main reasons why I'm going to the show and can't wait to go to the show is because the Jack and Roz Kirby Awards, and that I was a part of that thing.
That's special. That's gonna be amazing. And it's I had to not tell people about that for a very long time.
I'll bet.
And it burned. It burned so much.
Hey,
But
let me ask you, Matt, are you
yeah.
gonna do well, we have the Jack and Roz Kirby Awards, that like this very specific type of award. Do you see IC3 creating another kind of award, like a more indie style?
I do. I just have
Oh.
to talk to Kezra about that one.
Hey, let me see your face. I'm just looking at me right now.
Oh yeah, I guess I got to bring you back. My bad. Hello. I'm not usually the pilot of these things.
Oh, okay. So you are thinking about something.
Yes. Last year we did like a small mini comic award for anybody who like attended the stuff. And I would love to do just like a comic strip award. You get 3 panels, you tell the story you want. I like making it like NASCAR, where like the car is the same and I want to see how the artist drives the car.
Yeah,
so
man.
I give you 3 panels. What do you do with that? And you go from there. But Dean, there's 2 more guests behind us. So I really hope that we're on the same flight heading down there. Maybe not. I don't know. But I want to talk to you about Brooklyn, New York City, indie comics, and like you were hanging out and working with some amazing people. So like the bar time, the pub crawl, the drink and draw, you and I are going to own that. And I am so excited to hang out with you.
And I'm excited as well. And again, thanks you guys for bringing me up there. I love what you're doing, and Viva Comics, man. So.
All right, man. Safe travels.
Thank you.
All right. Up next is the other Matt, and this is one of the biggest problems we have with work is that there's 2 Matts. But this is Matt DiTullio.
Sardo. We're working on it. The 2 Matts. Yes, great interview. Dean's the man. I tried to buy groceries for him and food for the thing. It wasn't acknowledged. He doesn't want to sell it, but it was incredible, and definitely an IC3 legend, and super excited to have him come into the show among others.
I think I'm gonna have to go to his studio while he draws me a commission, and as soon as the pen lifts the paper away, I just take it and just run away. And he'll chase me through the city.
The longer it stays with him, the more likely it's never leaving. So,
hi, I'm going to bid you farewell, and you have a great show, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sardo. Appreciate it. And I'm going to bring on a brand new guest to the channel, but also to piggyback off of what we were doing last night with a little A2X momentum for the first year. I'm going to bring in John, aka PokeRadar. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. Thank you for popping on to the show. First thing I got to say that I love in the background, I noticed it in the back studio, is not the cells. They're incredible, but the Pikachu driver cover.
Oh,
that shows that you're really dedicated to the game. It's
not just a head cover, but it's also
and he's got the Pikachu. Now, if you're that's commitment. I respect that.
No, it's a rare they do a golf tournament every year, the Pokemon
Okay.
company at Worlds, and they make custom clubs for, I don't know, probably like a charity auction or something at the end.
That's
so
awesome.
only like employees and stuff can get these. And
Well,
I got
John,
lucky.
I'm super happy to have you on the channel. You know, I'm very big proponent of, you know, expanding, adding, you know, different categories to OAX, and animation art's been something, you know, over the past year I've been really digging into. And, you know, to have, you know, guys like Yaniv, Keyframe, you, Haram, like bringing these guys in, it's super exciting for me. And I'm super jazzed, let's call it, to have you at the show, because now I'm getting my momentum going, and I'm you know, seeing some stuff that Yaniv's bringing, some stuff that Eric's bringing. And why don't you tell us a little bit about kind of yourself, since your first time on the channel, how you got into you know, collecting. I know obviously the wheelhouse is Pokemon, and I know a lot of people out there are looking for some Pokemon related items. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that and kind of how you came to be the PokeRadar?
Yeah, no, I'm new like you into this. I've been only doing animation art and stuff for about a year. I went really hard. Like everything I have, I've bought in the last year. So
that's incredible, man.
And I bought from Yaniv. I bought from these guys that were on yesterday.
The Pikachu behind you in the top corner with the mesh is just like a dream. It's a dream.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah, you know, about maybe 12 years ago now, I dived really, really hard back into my childhood and went back into Pokemon cards. You know, started off as a hobby again to just collect, open, rip. I sold a little bit, but just to kind of support my addiction to opening packs. And I mean, it quickly turned into a side job. I mean, I've something, you know, flipped in my head that I can make money off of this thing. So I started being more disciplined and selling and making money off of it. And at one point it outscaled my 9 to 5. So I went full time selling Pokemon cards for a while, did really well. Now I'm back into the corporate world for collectibles, because you can actually get a job in the world of collectibles now.
Yep.
Which is cool. So yeah, I'm mainly a Pokemon guy. Dragon Ball Z is my first love though. And you know, I actually discovered animation art like 4 or 5 years ago, but had no idea what I was doing. Like I was doing well with Pokemon. I was kind of bored, wanted to find something else to buy. I used to buy from Yahoo Japan all the time for Pokemon cards. So I just started diving into the other categories, and I actually found it ended up being a Duga of Itachi from Naruto.
One of my favorites, top 3.
One of my favorite characters of all time. And I just snap bought it. I way overpaid for it, I found out later. and I also started diving into manga and ended up buying a bunch of fakes, not knowing anything. And that turned me off completely. So I just like completely forgot about it. And then a couple years ago, I went back to Japan for Pokemon stuff and found this little old shop in Nakano Broadway with a bunch of cells, bought some Dragon Ball Z pieces, and that was kind of it.
That was that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I went really, really hard this past year buying animation art.
And speaking of like buying, I originally, when I was getting started, I ended up buying some, they're not fakes, but they're like a reprint of the manga page that has like the studio like hologram on it. And it's like a limited edition like reprint or whatever.
Yeah,
and I was
done
like,
by the studio. So
yeah, I was like, oh damn, like, you know, I would kill to actually own one of these pages. Now fast forward like a year and a half, like 18 months, and those are going for more money now. Just the reprinted versions coming from the studio. So all right, that's not that bad. But yeah, man, it's been a really cool journey. And from Pokemon, you know, you and I haven't had the pleasure of meeting prior, but how I kind of got the DiTullio Art Collective started and how I bought my house was I sold my Pokemon card collection.
So I bought my house with Pokemon cards. So
yeah, man,
nice.
I collected.
Congrats, that's awesome.
Thank you, dude. That's probably it's not as common as you know you would think, but to meet someone, you know, just kind of off the cuff is really cool, because what I did was I got really into Pokemon for the hunt of it. Essentially, I had my favorites that I loved. I was always a flame Pokemon guy. Moltres, Ninetales, my favorite Pokemon, solely because my grandmother, who's now passed away, bought me my first box. I opened it up and the holographic hit, and it was a Ninetales. And like, that was it. Moltres, Ninetales, Arcanine, all those were kind of my wheelhouse. And then I started buying, essentially, because I'm a lunatic collector. I was like, all right, I'm going to keep my cards, but now I want a whole set graded. So I started buying PSA 9 graded from, you know, front to back. And there's like a famous story in my family. I was still living at my house at the time, and I'm from an Italian family. And my father's rule is like, if you live in my house, it's all on, you know, everything's up for discussion. And he opened an eBay package that I bought, and it happened to be the holographic PSA 9 Charizard. And I think I ended up paying, like, you know, long time ago, $850 for it. Yeah. He went like ballistic. He was like, I don't know what you're doing. Why would you do this? So then fast forward right after the the Jake Paul and the Logic sales, I sent the entire collection off. I was like, I want to get into original comic art, because they were just kind of sitting in a Pelican case. And Pokemon, you know, and Yu-Gi-Oh! I sold a bunch of the Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, sealed decks I had. But like, that's kind of what funded all this for me. So I have a special spot in my heart for Pokemon.
That's
I
awesome.
really enjoy it. Yeah.
Fun fact to flex. I'm going to flex. I was on the phone with Logic while he was bidding on the Charizard that made the news.
That's awesome.
he did not know what buyer's premium was, so I had to inform
him.
Oh
yeah, well, BP. That extra 15 points at that time that was being added on.
Yeah. So he was like, what? Why did I pay an extra 20 grand? Because I think it was like a $240,000 credit.
And for me, like, I love collecting, but it, you know, some things are, you know, are just a business to me. And I was like, there's a lot of these Pokemon cards out there, and, you know, everything was first edition, so I was happy.
Good.
And I just wanted. I want what?
You did well. You sold at a good time. That the PSA
that was my thing. I was like, I know I had to make a decision. I was like, I know I'll never get these back. Like, I will never be able to do what I had because the price they're going at. But I just made the decision and wanted to go more into comic art. And now, you know, recrossing back over with Dogas and Gengas and Pokemon cells and looking for things. It's really cool. I've had a blast, and I'm super excited that, you know, A2X is being added to the repertoire of OAX and that you're exhibiting, man. I mean, are you excited?
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is, again, kind of similar to you. I'm never giving up Pokemon because it's a great business, and I mean, I've sold a lot, but you know, I still buy and sell quite a bit. That's the main business.
Real quick, what's your favorite pack to open of all time? Like, what's your favorite pack?
I mean, it's one of my biggest videos on my YouTube is me opening up a first edition base set Charizard. So it's hard to beat that. But Legendary Collection is like a hit every time. It's exciting with the Firework Holo. So between Legendary and
the original booster box, the fossil. Like the fossil boxes, where that was my I've got
the uncut sheet hanging on my wall on the other side.
Incredible. So yeah, I mean, to have you being, you know, bringing exhibiting and bringing inventory, I think it's just another you know, vetted seller, you know, bringing just amazing. If you don't follow, you know, PokeRadar on Instagram, give him a follow, because the stuff that you post is really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
admired from afar for sure.
I'm really in acquisition phase. You know, I probably won't be bringing the stuff framed up because it's a lot to take down. So I'll be happy to share some of the stuff I'm bringing. But yeah, it's that hunt. Like, I got that feel. Like, I don't have that feeling with Pokemon anymore. Of like, I still love it, but I don't have that that butterfly feeling of finding something new, and I'm getting that again. That's why I've probably gone a little bit too deep into.
I mean, that happens. But the cool, like what we were speaking about last night, is like, sometimes you don't know. When you say, like, you snap off the Itachi and you overpaid for it, like, but you don't know when you're going to see something like that again. And like, when some of these things are coming out of people's collections, whether it's, you know, in the comic book world, something just got posted today, like Superman 75, like Death of Superman is coming up for auction, like covers, interior pages, like huge milestone stuff. You know, like when the Heritage did the first auction with the Berserk stuff, and like, you know, you just don't know when you're going to see it. So, you know, people are being aggressive in those settings, but also what I love is like the range of pricing that's still available in animation art. You can get great animation art for like $200, $150. And then, you know, I just said in last night's show, if you want to spend 250 grand, you can for sure. But, you know, it's still just really cool. And it's that like Insta, for me, nostalgia, when I can like pause the TV and like see that moment. It's just like, it's just such a cool feeling.
I do that with every new piece that comes in. I go find it and I look at it. It's great. I got 3 pieces in today that I just opened. So
care to share?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Now, are these for your personal collection?
I will bring at least one of these.
Okay.
First one is a Honkin, or Hinkin, however you want to pronounce it. It's a full body shot Now this is Majin Vegeta without the M.
Without
So
the M.
it sucks that it doesn't have the M. But there's a manga page that is almost identical to this as well. So I'll probably be bringing this. It's my first Majin. I don't know if I can say it's a Majin, but it's my first Majin. I've got. Let's grab. This one's pretty historic. So this is from the first episode that Frieza appeared.
Oh, Zarbon and Dodoria.
So it's
How
a pan.
cool.
So I collect pans. That's like I'm the pan man apparently now.
Pan man.
I don't know what it is about pans, and I just like the full body shots. I like getting the full depiction of a character, and that I just like the size of it too. I think it displays great
For sure.
So I mean, this is like the end of the episode, but
yep,
but pretty sweet. And then
awesome.
The last one. Now, I don't normally I'm more of a cell collector, and that's kind of a pun with this one. I actually own the cell of this, but I just got the.
Dude, what a dog! I mean,
and
I've seen the cell. The cell is incredible.
Yeah, so I have the cell now, and
wow.
I just got this in today. It's hard to tell on camera, but the color
is it like all green, like lime green? Yeah, man,
it pops. I don't know if I can get like a better zoom.
That's perfect.
There.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was
literally pun intended. Perfect.
Like, yeah. Perfect cell. Perfect. Yeah. All of it.
It's all there. It's all there.
I was planning on just gonna sell that one, but with that color, I don't know. I might keep it. We'll see.
Yeah, and like the cool thing is that you can be a Doga collector, you can be a Ganga collector, you can be a pan collector, a Hankin collector, a Harmony Cell collector. Like there's all different, just like in comics, illustrations, pages, covers, double pages. Like everybody kind of finds their own wheelhouse, and I think A2X is going to help open up some eyes to just the variety that's available. And I said, like, I don't have anything like you guys are bringing, but like I showed a couple things on last night's show, but I pulled out a couple more. Like, I got this like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like throwback, just Leo and Mikey. It's
That's
a printed
awesome.
background, but like you can't. It's just like brings me back to like Saturday morning cartoons. I got a Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond is so good.
Batwing or whatever, but this was like I remember watching Batman Beyond and loving it, thinking like he's the young cool Batman, like how awesome. Then I got a couple. I saw somebody in the chat said something about X-Men cells. This is a really cool. It's printed background, but double layer cell with the Copter and Storm. I tried to find some like stuff that had a variety of characters. This one's pretty cool. Got a X-Men multi-layer cell, Gambit, Cyclops. I think that's Polaris, Rogue, and Jean. And then it's nothing like yours, but I do have a couple Dragon Balls. So I've got a, like adolescent Gohan in the Saiyan armor, and it's signed by the American voice actor.
I'm good buddies with Chris Sabat, the voice actor of Vegeta.
Yeah.
So I had him sign a bunch of these. These are scorecards. So I'll have a bunch of these at the booth too.
Those are. Can you show one up close?
Yeah, and I've got a bunch of different colors.
Nice.
So I'll just bring a handful of them, and if people want them,
very cool.
Whenever he's at events, his line is insane. So that'll be good. But yeah, dude, the Saiyan armor shots are ones I'm actually looking for specific ones.
I showed it last night. I have a Goku Super Saiyan in the hyperbolic time chamber Saiyan armor, and like it's one of my favorites. I'm selling it, but it's one of my favorite I own. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I bought that from Yannick too.
Yeah.
I have this. Oh, the cell's on my wall, but I'll bring this. I need to find Goku and Vegeta, but
Super Trunks, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Saiyan armor, Super Trunks, pan. I'm looking for the pan of Goku and the pan. I don't know if there's a pan of Vegeta actually, but
one of my favorite attack in Dragon Ball Z is the Final Flash. But one of my favorite attacks, I remember seeing it being like, what was that? And then like years later, Naruto was like all around it, was when Trunks does the burning attack with all the crazy hand gestures.
Yeah.
And I remember it like blowing my mind when I was a kid. And then like fast forward to when I'm like, 17, 18, I'm watching Naruto, and it's like the whole series is based off of it, that type of stuff.
Yeah. No, I the Naruto stuff, and I heard you talk about backgrounds yesterday.
Yeah, dude,
I forget.
I'm getting in the background game.
I forget who it was that posted. They found a couple Naruto backgrounds, but I want some Naruto backgrounds so bad.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing one because I have 3. I'm going to be bringing one for sale at OAX. Yeah, I'll definitely, bring it over, show it to you. Maybe we can work out a trade, but I'm excited to see, like, again, the variety, the different price ranges, the history. Do you have any other, pages or, pages, any other cells or pieces in your portfolio that you want to share that you'll be bringing?
Yeah, I'm not going to bring this. I'll show the cell first. I just got this recently too.
Okay. If Alberto, if you're in the chat, I have somebody that's been asking me for a really nice Pokemon cell. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So this was a big pickup.
Wow.
I don't think I'm going to sell the Pokemon stuff because
that was crazy.
But I will. It came with this, so I'll bring this to sell.
Oh, Ashen. It's not Chikorita. Is that Bayleaf?
That's Bayleaf. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I got a little Gen 2 knowledge. A little.
Yeah, you got it. I've got I've got that one. I'm going to bring a lot more like Dugas and Gengas. I've got this perfect cell. This is after he regenerated.
When he cracks his neck, right?
Yeah. Goku did the instant transmission Kamehameha, and then he regenerates. And then we've got some cells here as well.
Yeah. Just Dr. Zero getting just absolutely kicked in the dome.
Head kicked off. Baby kid Gohan complaining or crying.
Always.
Oh, this is a good one. Let me find. Of course, with the crazy Super Saiyan 2 Gohan sale recently.
Recently, yeah, that was wild.
I'll bring this Genga.
That's great.
Yeah, so this is actually from one of the video games, not from the TV show itself. But
is that from like Budokai or Tenkaichi?
I think it's just one. It's one of the Japanese games, I think, that never made it to the US.
The States, gotcha.
But yeah, I'll have a bunch of stuff. We've got Cooler. If anyone likes Cooler.
Oh yeah, I actually just watched the return of Cooler, maybe like 4 or 5 nights ago. I can be honest. Prior to Super, I was a bigger fan of Cooler than I was of Frieza. Yeah. But then Super brought me over the
level. This is a big piece I'll bring, but here's the cell from the Dugo we just shared.
Look at the Goku dude.
So this I'm gonna bring as well. This is a pan shot of Namek Super Saiyan Goku. So hard to find. So hard to find. Honestly, no problem saying it. Do you know what would be one of my favorite cells to own from Dragon Ball Z, just for the rarity? I would love to see, or have in my collection, a Yardrat Goku when he has the garb on. I want the pan of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Come on.
It's bagged a little odd, but
yeah. Look at that. That is a beauty.
Nuts. Any Kamehameha Goku
is incredible.
So good.
So it's safe to say you're bringing some heat.
We're bringing some heat.
Ways about it. I love it.
We got some good stuff coming. Here's the Itachi, by the way. Here's the.
I'll bring it back because I want to see it. Go full screen here.
This is the little, I think it's the layout.
Oh yeah, and you've got Sasori next to him as well.
Yeah, I think it's from like the Bingo book shop.
It is. I was just about to say it's from the Bingo book that has the Akatsuki in it lined up when Kakashi's flipping through it. Yeah. Or Tsunade's flipping through it, actually. It's on her desk, but that's awesome.
I need to find that episode still. I don't know which one it is.
I'll shoot it to you on Instagram.
Right, perfect.
But yeah, man, I wanted to just say again, you showed some absolutely amazing pieces. Like, I can tell the passion for Pokemon will never leave, but also it's cool that you're kind of weaving, still staying with Pokemon, but being able to get some cells and some art kind of Pokemon adjacent, let's call it. And now kind of being along with me, maybe in our first 18 months to a year, 2 years, kind of very new and, some longstanding stuff. I think OAX 2026 and A2X is just going to be something really spectacular.
It's going to be bonkers, dude. Bonkers.
I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm also, we were talking last night, and then I'm going to pass it off to Tatiana to talk about Magic the Gathering. And it's like a big portion of it is just the hang. It's the hang. What do we have here for a transition?
We got a very rare. This is a Pikachu printed on the back of a Magic card.
Whoa, like an error card?
Either error or test. It's labeled as test proof. And then I also have this. This is crazy. This is a beta playtest island, which is absurd. I don't know. You said you were bringing on a Magic person. I don't know.
I'm about to bring her
who
on
it
right
is,
now.
but,
Tatiana, hello.
I'm curious.
Hey
How are you?
guys.
What's up,
Hey,
Tatiana?
do you know anything about this island card? I am not the guy to ask.
Okay, so the island thing he was showing, and actually this is like perfect timing. My the documentary DVD just came in the mail today, my Blu-ray. The early when they would play test it like in-house, they just made these little, they just looked like that. It have a simple little picture on it and whatever. And they're incredibly rare because it was just for the first couple sets, and those weren't things that went out to other people. That was just, you know, they literally like went to Kinko's and like photocopy, you know, they're just photocopies, right?
They're
But
like
like
for internal use only. Like,
Yeah,
Were you a
exactly.
part of the documentary on Amazon?
Yeah.
Which one? Wait, what's the name of it?
Igniting the Spark.
Igniting the Spark. Great, fantastic documentary. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not in it for very long, maybe like 30 seconds, but they interviewed so many people, so I'm excited that any of my interview made it in at all.
that's 30 seconds longer than I've ever been in a documentary. So I'm 30 seconds more jealous. But Tatiana, I don't want to take up any more of your and James's time. You know, John, dude, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Can't wait to see you at OAX. And T, take it away.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you tomorrow.
See ya. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to close us out today with I have a Magic the Gathering announcement. I have some pieces to share. But the first thing I want to do is bring in a guest. So we have James. Welcome. Can you hear me?
Can't hear you, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
Heard you right up until you introduced me, but I can't hear you now. It's weird. Yeah, I heard you. You can hear me, obviously. Yeah.
Can the chat hear me?
I can't hear you. Weird. Yeah, right until you introduced me, and then audio. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot hear you. You put it in the chat if there's something you know I'm doing wrong, but yeah, I heard you
that's
right
weird
until
that
you introduced me.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, sorry guys. All right, so we're gonna put James in the green room, and I'm gonna jump into a couple other things while he tries to figure out what's going on. So I'm super excited to share. I finally have the Magic the Gathering event together. Okay, thanks, Matt. I see your comment. If he has any issues when I bring him back in, we will do that. So we wanted to expand what we're doing for Magic this year at the show. So last year we just did. Sorry, I shouldn't say we just did. It was awesome, but we did a Saturday night event. This year we're doing Friday and Saturday night. Thursday and Sunday are free play, so that we'll have the room open and available for people to play. But on Friday and Saturday night, we're having specific events. So on Friday, we're starting it a little bit earlier because it's going to be in one of the rooms that's right off of the courtyard. So so what we're doing is people can kind of start to go in and play a little bit early during the reception if they want. And then once the reception ends, we're going to have a sealed and or draft limited event for the Spider-Man set. And then Saturday night after the art auction and fundraiser event is over, then we're going to be doing a sealed event for Murders at Karlov Manor. So both of these events are completely free. You get lots of goodies. I have tons of amazing stuff for everybody. But it is limited space. So make sure you come. Wanted to have some different options so people could go to some different events. So if you have any questions about those, let me know. But super, super excited. I'm also going to be having some commander decks that are pre-built for people to play. I'm going to be bringing Jumpstart, and we'll have the how to play kits I am going to show you guys. So they made these how to play kits. They made avatar ones too. So I have avatar for people, and then I have lots of free prizes and giveaways and super cool stuff. So just one example, I have a Spider-Man bundle. So lots of amazing stuff. Make sure you come to the event. You're not going to want to miss coming to at least one of those, or all of them if you can. So, and then, yeah, we'll be there all night, both nights. So yeah, Newell, I wanted to try to offer some different options so that people could choose one, or the other for different nights. So, I'm sorry we have things concurrent, but people, you can probably do a little bit of one and then come for the other. So yeah, tell me that that's for sure. Sometimes when I think about what I wish my superhero power was, I just want to be multiple man, because then I could just do all the things. All right, we're gonna try to bring James back in.
Howdy, I can hear you now. That's good, right?
Yes, so we're good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad that worked. That's always frustrating when you're like, I know what I'm doing. Why is this working?
Yeah, it didn't work until you introduced me. It didn't work, so go figure.
You're like, why exactly now? Okay, so let's see. I hate trying to figure out how we're supposed to be able to see ourselves on this thing.
I see it. Yeah, that's my my new book, Loose, and reprint of Muse. And I will
tell us a little bit about. You're going to have these available at the show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they especially the one on the left, which is the black slipcase edition, that was only available on Kickstarter. So I'll have a very, very limited number of those at the con for purchase, along with an original. And I'll have copies of Muse, the original one, and maybe even some standard Loose as well. But I guess the big thing would be the slipcase edition, because you can't really get that anywhere else now.
So make sure everybody go to James immediately at the beginning of the show and get one before they're gone, right?
Yeah, because I only have maybe 6 or 7 of those, so those will go quick, and they're only sold with drawing, but that's kind of those will go quick.
And can you tell us how much they cost?
I think Loose, the slipcase would be $700 with an original drawing. So
excellent.
Yeah, so it'll be a pretty good deal, because the drawings are at least $400 or $500 anyway. So, and again, like I say, it's not available anywhere else.
Awesome. So let's. You also have some. You gave us a little bit of a sneak peek of.
Yeah, some recent work. That's a new model I'm working with Hannah, and I wanted to show some of my recent stuff, and a lot of the stuff is like hot off the press. So I'm doing these maybe in the last month or two.
This one was my favorite of the batch. That's really nice.
Yeah, fun. I like the perspective is fun, right? Yeah, it's got a lot of life in it. I've been doing a lot of stuff with mixed media, a charcoal powder, and airbrush now, and it's been really fun. It opens up a lot more possibilities, and I'm doing some comic book covers again with this, so I'm kind of excited about it.
That's very cool. What size are these? The Hannah?
These are mostly 9 by 12-ish. Most of them retail for around $400 again. Like I said, some of them are sold, some are not. But I'll have a ton of these at the con. So yeah, this is probably a pencil here with a little bit of charcoal powder on top, erasing into it with like kneaded eraser. So it a very malleable surface to manipulate the tonality. So it's really fun. So I've been experimenting with that a lot lately. Sometimes I've been doing like I say, adding acrylic and wet media to it with airbrush. So it gives it a richer feel. So I'm really excited about these. These aren't in Loose, but maybe it'll be the next book. We'll see. We're talking about that. So
very cool. And I thought I put it in here, and it's not here right now. But of course, you have your Betty piece that's in the.
Yeah, it's going to be in the auction. It's on my my Instagram. So I was really happy with how that came out. So she's
there we go.
Yeah. That's fun, right? I like the perspective on it, right? And that's just straight pencil, but I think it's one of the better Betty pieces I've done. So I'm really excited to see how that does at auction.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. For those of you who haven't seen it, it is available for early proxy bid right now through the CAF gallery. And then, of course, we'll be in the live auction at the show. You can see it in person. If you have that VIP badge, go check it out on Friday. So I know your work is, just like most people, right? It's just so much better in person. Like, it looks beautiful here, but we know it's 10 times nicer in person.
Yeah, I mean, especially with pencil art and stuff, some of these heads are like the size of a quarter, so they're small. But when you see them in person, I think it really does add a lot to it, especially the textures. I think it really comes through. So hopefully, you guys get a chance to stop by my booth, and I'll have a lot more Betty pieces. I'm gonna hopefully knock out at least 4 or 5 more Bettys before I go. But I really enjoyed the perspective on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And I feel like, for a while we saw, everybody would draw and paint Betty, and people just don't as much anymore. So it was really nice to see
Yeah.
a Betty Page pinup. It's been a while.
Yeah, and she's always popular with the crowd. Ever since Dave kind of resurrected her, the popularity hasn't really waned too much. So I always enjoy drawing her, and what I like about it is all the different attitudes she can bring to the table. It's like a good model, like when I was showing you of Hannah. A good model can encompass so many different looks and attitudes, and you never get tired of drawing them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we look at this face, the expression and the body language and everything on Hannah versus this one, they're completely different.
Yeah, and it's the same model, right? So it's kind of crazy. So I think that versatility is what I'm always looking for in models. So I think it comes through in the drawings, hopefully, and it's always like you're drawing a different person.
No, absolutely. Well, I mean, I know I'm personally excited to see, what all you're going to have available at the show, and I know that everybody can't wait to see, what commissions you did. I know you got some pretty cool commission requests.
Yeah. Working on a lot of that right now, and like I said, I'm going to have a lot of new work and more, maybe some large pieces, maybe some more Disney work, and some illustration work, bigger pieces. We're going to have a little bit more space this year, so I'll be able to bring some large stuff.
So, it's for everybody in the chat, there's a wide variety. So I know we just showed, some pinup stuff, but there'll be a lot of, some different types of things there. So.
Yeah, especially in the illustration section, there's such a good cross section of illustration from stuff I do, like quicker stuff, to full blown. I don't know if Julie's gonna be here this year, but there's always some amazing stuff over there. So I'm really excited about seeing it again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I am too. I hope I get some time to walk around. You know how it is.
I know, right? It's like half the time we never get to leave the booth, because it's so crowded. It's an awesome convention. I mean, I'm so excited this year, and it's like it's even going to be bigger. I mean, I've never seen so much original artwork in one place, so it kind of freaks me out,
Oh, but in a good way, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, it was really cool, and also the collectors are very discerning, right? They know what the hell they're looking at, and I appreciate that. The education of all of them is pretty. You can learn a lot just going to a con and talking to some of these collectors, because their knowledge base is really broad and wide.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Well, James, I have a few more things to show everybody before we run out of time. So I know this was just a super quick one, but thank you so much for making the time.
No problem.
And I'll show everybody else in the chat a few more pieces before we go. But James, I'll let you go, and we're going to see you in a couple of weeks.
Looking forward to it.
All right,
see you
thanks.
soon. Take care.
You too. All right, everyone. So a couple more artists sent me some stuff that they're going to be bringing to the show. So I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes showing those to you. So Dave Palumbo did some 9x12 paintings, which is fantastic. So, you know, something that's smaller if you're not able to take a big piece, or if you don't have the budget, or, you know, or if you just want another smaller piece from him. So he sent a few over. So this is super cool. I absolutely love the way he does blacks. That black is so rich. So that's really fun. And I love the way they kind of fade in there with the legs. And then I know Alberto's back. So a very cool Captain America there. And then we have this gorgeous Psylocke with that rich background paint there, which is absolutely stunning. And one more, this beautiful Rogue flying right at you. So these four were all Dave Palumbo, who will be set up in the Seminole room. So see, Alberto, you knew who it was. So, you know, get there quick, go there first, run by, buy this piece, and then go get one of James's last books. So, but no running in the hall. So I don't know if he's going to have more, but he sent those few over to share. And I know he's going to have other pieces too, but these are brand new small 9x12s. And then Jeremy Wilson, who's going to be, you know, he's with TD Art, so he's with us. He's going to have some cool stuff. So he just sent a couple sneak peeks. This is a movie poster he just did for 28 Days, the new 28 Days Later movie. So very, very cool for people who like movie posters, which we don't get to see too often, and horror on top of all that. So he'll have this to show. And then just a super quick sneak peek for a few. He's done a lot of work for Witcher. So he's going to have some cool pieces from the Oracle deck and some other things that he's done. So just a really quick snippet of some of those. And I know there's going to be so much amazing art. You know, this is the premier art drop of the year. And that was just the small, tiniest little taste of what a couple of the artists are bringing. So I'm going to let you all go over to the next show. Obviously, Bill's getting ready to do the 2025 Best of show. So make sure you jump right on over to that. And it's been super fantastic sharing some of that stuff with you guys. I hope to see you all come and play Magic and hang out with us at the show, get lots of goodies. And I can't wait to see you all in just over 2 weeks. Take care, everyone.